Then, once you invest in a coach, I suggest you give it a week or two, and then from there, kind of reassess, like what's working, what's not working. Ask them a few questions to test their knowledge. Ask them, why is it that you gave me this exercise with this variation? What muscles am I supposed to be working? And that sort of thing. Or ask them, why did you prescribe me this many grams of protein? What's the exact reason? Or how did you calculate that? Or ask them, I was kind of curious, like when am I supposed to do static stretches? Should that be before working out, after working out, that sort of thing? Ask them questions, and the goal is to hopefully get a good, well thought out, thorough answer, not just something really quick and abrupt that shows that they don't really care. A coach is someone that's more than just giving you a program. They should also be invested in figuring out what got you here, what's going to get you to the next level. And about teaching you so you kind of have the knowledge on your own so that when you're done working together, you can continue to progress and grow on your own because you learn so much from that person. So utilize their services to the greatest extent that they allow. Ask them questions, pick their brain, kind of test their knowledge a little bit and see, do they really know what they're talking about? And if they are totally just don't care, short answers, aren't teaching you at all, give you wrong answers, don't have any evidence to back up what they're saying, I'd probably cancel and find something else, to be honest. But that's up to you, that's your decision. So maybe a week or two into working together, assess things, see what's working, what's not. And then after a month, that's usually the point where it's should you renew or should you cancel and find someone else? I want to give you some kind of points. You could maybe do a 0 to 10 scale with these things to kind of rate or evaluate your coach or trainer so you can decide if you think you should stick with them or not. Okay, so you can ask things like, how well do they communicate with you? 0 to 10. How much do they seem like they're invested in you and really care about you? Do they pay attention to little details, the things that you say or questions you ask, or maybe things that you're maybe could you give me this in the program? And did they do it, Are they paying attention? Do they give you corrections? For example, if you did something wrong or you could have done it better, are they honest enough to be hey, let's work on this, or hey, I think that this would be a better plan of action, Do they encourage and motivate you? That's important from a coach. That's what we want, is some motivation and someone that's just to cheer you on, right? Great job. You're doing awesome with this, and this. Let's work on this, You want some critique and some motivation. You want a good balance of that from a coach. At least most people do. Now that's your personal preference, but do they encourage and motivate you? I recently had a brand new client come on with me. She just left her bikini competition prep coach because, one, they weren't being very responsive. They were giving really short answers, acting annoyed that she was even asking questions. And number two, they never motivated her, never said anything like, good work, nice progress, I noticed that you're progressing with this. Nothing like that. Crazy, right? Assess the program itself. How are the workouts? Are you enjoying them? Does this person seem to be good at writing your workouts? What about the diet? Is this diet something that I can see myself sticking to? Is it realistic? Is it working? What about your progress? Are you seeing the progress that you need to be making? If not, tell the coach. Rate all of these things 0 to 10. And then what I suggest you do, if you rated anything under a 5 or a 6, bring it up to the coach and say, hey, I'm really enjoying the fact that you write me awesome training programs. I love them. They're so much fun. I can really feel it working. I was just wondering, do you think that maybe we could tweak the nutrition program a little bit? I'm feeling like it's not something I can stick to. I'm having a lot of cravings, causing me to want to kind of binge. I just don't think it's working. Can you maybe work something out? Bring up your concerns or those areas in which you feel like the coach or trainer could do better. And if they're a good coach or trainer, they will be open to feedback. They will be open to trying to want to make you happy while at the same time helping you get the results that you want. Okay, so bring it up to them. And if at that point they're totally, no, you need to just follow this plan, well then just be screw you, bye. I'm gonna go find a different coach that actually cares, But if they are open to that feedback and changing changing up your program a little bit to help you out, that is amazing. That shows you that, yeah, you guys are working well as a team and you can probably progress from there. Finally, what are some red flags or reasons you probably should just cancel or quit like right away if any of this happens. Number one, they don't show up. Either they don't show up in person or they don't show up online to a meeting, or they're like over 10, 15 minutes late to it. That's just not professional, right? I'd say that. Number two, they're rude or mean or condescending. You're not paying someone to be that way towards you. A coach is supposed to be someone who's motivating, guiding you, teaching you, leading you, right? So if they're doing the exact opposite and like bringing you down and not teaching you, you're not learning, you're not growing. Okay. So let's wrap things up. Just as a quick summary, we learned the difference between like in-person and online trainers and coaching. We learned what sort of things you should research ahead of time, what sort of questions you should ask them, what sort of things you should be looking out for, red flags versus things that you want in a coach, and how to assess them after a few weeks of working together to decide if you guys are the right team. Not every client and coach is going to be the right fit, okay? I would love to say that 100% of the clients that came to me were so happy that they stayed on with me forever. No, there's always a few people here and there, like either your personalities don't mesh, you just weren't giving them what they expected, or they just weren't getting the results they wanted. You know, there's always some push and pull. There's always some relationships that just aren't right, and that's totally fine. So do your research, experiment, reassess how the relationship is going, and if you need to, make a change. Because at the end of the day, what matters most is that you are progressing toward your goals. That's the ultimate goal, right? All right, so thank you for joining me for this Taking the Stage with Steph edition. I know this was a long one, but hopefully you found it helpful, because I think this is one of the most important decisions when it comes to pursuing a bikini competition, is finding the right coach for you. With that said, if you're looking for an online coach and you think that's the right decision for you, go to beautifultothecore.com/coaching. You can learn more about my coaching services for bikini prep. I'm a very motivating, encouraging, educating, leading coach. That's what I am. I'm your biggest cheerleader, very organized. I check in with my clients weekly, but they can message me 24/7 anytime, very quick to reply. So I think that I am a good fit for what most people are looking for. But definitely do your research and look around. There are so many coaches. If you go on Google, you'll find many other coaches and teams, but definitely know what you're looking for ahead of time. Maybe write down right now 5 things that you want out of a coach, and then before you even go searching online for one, you're looking for those particular things, or there's those particular specializations from that person. All right, so thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys.